Good morning, and welcome to your weekly message here at First Congregational Church, Milford, New Hampshire. I'm your pastor, Al Hoyt. Today is Thursday, November 4th. If you're coming in to pick up your communion elements, you can do so between 9:30 this morning and 1:30 this afternoon, or you can do it tomorrow, November 5th, from 9:30 in the morning until 1:30 in the afternoon. We ask that you please give us a call or an email and let us know you're coming and how many communion elements you need, and we'll be glad to have them packaged and ready to go for you. On Monday, well, before we get to Monday, let's remember that on Sunday morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, we move our clocks back, fall back, so that our worship service at 10 o'clock will be at the proper 10 o'clock. We hope you remember to set your clocks back and join us for worship. On Monday, November 8th, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Milford Garden Club will be having their meeting in the parish house. On Tuesday, November 9th, the Sauhegan Valley Chorus will be rehearsing from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., also in the parish house. On Thursday, November 11th, is Veterans Day, and I want to take this occasion to express my gratitude and thanks to all veterans, but especially the veterans of our congregation. From 9:30 to noon on Veterans Day, Garden Friends will be meeting here. At 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, November 11th, will be choir rehearsal. And again, if you're interested in coming and seeing what it's all about, come on down and sing with the choir. On Saturday, November 13th, will be our annual fall cleanup. I hope that many of you, even if you haven't signed up for it, will show up and help get the projects going. I know there are quite a few this time, besides just getting rid of the leaves and getting the grounds looking their best for the winter. On Sunday, November 14th, is Stewardship Sunday. I hope many of you will come. I want to point out that Verna and I will not be here on the 13th and 14th. We're going to be at a conference in Moulton Borough, but a dear friend, our pastor for over 20 years, my mentor, and a dear, dear friend, passed away this last week. And his memorial service will be held on Saturday, November 13th. And we will be staying in Plymouth and participating in that memorial service, and will not be here for the 14th. And Cindy DeAndrea, our ministry intern, will be conducting the worship service. So I hope you'll come and support Cindy and fill out your pledge card. So I was reading earlier today a little bit about Colin Powell, who passed away recently after an illness. Colin Powell was someone I really admired, and I was reading something that kind of made me think that maybe I should read this, that it was something that he wrote. I might have even read this to you before, and if so, I apologize, but please bear with me. Colin Powell wrote this for the, I forget what edition it is, but I believe it's the 1978 edition. The 2006 edition of This I Believe, which is a series which was connected with NPR and was originally started by Studs Terkel in 1950, but has been updated every few years. And this article was written by Colin Powell around 2005. And it's called The America I Believe in. Colin Powell writes, I believe in America, and I believe in our people. Later this month, I will be participating in a ceremony at Ellis Island, where I will receive copies of the ship manifest and the immigration documents that record the arrival in America of my mother, Maud Ariel McCoy, from Jamaica, aboard the motor ship Turabala in 1923. My father, Luther Powell, had arrived 3 years earlier at the port of Philadelphia. They met in New York City, married, and became Americans, and raised a family. By their hard work and their love for this country, they enriched this nation and helped it grow and thrive. They instilled in their children and grandchildren that same love of country and the spirit of optimism. My family's story is a common one that has been told by millions of Americans. We are a land of immigrants, a nation that has been touched by every nation, and we in turn touch every nation. And we are touched not just by immigrants, but by the visitors who come to America and return home to tell of their experiences. I believe that our greatest strength in dealing with the world is the openness of our society and the welcoming nature of our people. A good stay in our country is the best public diplomacy tool we have. After 9/11, I realized that our country's openness was also its vulnerability. We needed to protect ourselves by knowing who was coming into the country, for what purpose, and to know when they left. This is entirely appropriate and reasonable. Unfortunately, to many foreigners, we gave the impression that we were no longer a welcoming nation. They started to go to schools and hospitals in other countries, and frankly, they started to take their business elsewhere. We can't allow that to happen. Our attitude has to be, we're glad you're here. We must be careful, but we must not be afraid. As I traveled the world as Secretary of State, I encountered anti-American sentiment, but I also encountered an underlying respect and affection for America. People still want to come here. Refugees who have no home at all know that America is the land of their dreams. Even with added scrutiny, people line up at our embassies to apply to come here. You see, I believe that the America of 2005 is the same America that brought Maud and Ariel McCoy and Luther Powell to these shores, and so many millions of others. An America that each day gives new immigrants the same gift that my parents received. An America that lives by a constitution that inspires freedom and democracy around the world. An America with big, open, charitable heart that reaches out to people in need around the world. An America that sometimes seems confused and is always noisy. That noise has a name. It's called democracy. And we use it to work through our confusion. An America that is still the beacon of light to the darkest corners of the world. Last year, I met with a group of Brazilian exchange students who had spent a few weeks in America. I asked them to tell me about their experience here. One young girl told me about the night that 12 students went to a fast food restaurant in Chicago. They ate and then realized that they did not have enough money to pay the bill. They were short. Frightened, they finally told the waitress of their problem. She went away and came back in a little while, saying, "I talked to the manager and he said it's okay." The students were still concerned because they thought the waitress might have to pay for it out of her salary. She smiled and said, "No, the manager said he's glad you're here in the United States. He hopes you're having a good time. He hopes you're learning all about us. And he said that it's on him." It's a story that these young Brazilian kids have told over and over about America. That's the America I believe in. That's the America the world wants to believe in. I don't know why exactly, but that really struck a chord with me today. I hope in some way it reached out to you as well. Please join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. We extend as a church our deepest condolences and sympathy to Herb and Natalie Adams and Marcia Cass on the loss of their grandson and cousin, James Adams. James succumbed to COVID last Sunday. I know that Herb and Natalie are dealing with things as best they can, and I hope you'll reach out to them and let them know that we're here for them, as I have. Until we meet again, I'm sorry this message is a little long, but take good care of each other. Take good care of yourself. Take some time to enjoy this beautiful fall weather. And until we meet again, God bless.